Tonight is not just an award, it's a celebration of resilience, a celebration of storytelling, a celebration of Nigeria, and a celebration of the future. Standing here at the 7th Campus Journalism Awards fills me with immense gratitude. What began as a modest dream has grown into the largest convergence of student journalists in Nigeria. Sorry to those standing at the back. It is now a national movement powered by passion, purpose, and the belief that young voices can shape the nation. To young journalists seated here tonight, you are the heartbeat of this movement. Your courage, curiosity, and commitment to truth brought us here. From over 100 tertiary institutions and network of more than 3,000 campus journalists, you have used your pens and cameras to challenge power, spark conversations, demand accountability. You are rewriting the story of this nation. Since its inception in 2018, the Campus Journalism Awards has received more than 2,500 entries, recognizing excellence, elevating new voices. This 2025 edition continues the legacy with about 400 submissions from more than 80 institutions, a remarkable testament to the hunger, brilliance, and patriotism of young Nigerians. Beyond awards, we built a movement. In 2019, we launched the Campus Journalism Dialogue, first Fiscal Abayo Investigano, and later the CJD chat, which recorded 1,000 interactions and over 100,000 impressions on social media. We have supported all our finalists with training, accommodation, meals, and little stipends to cover for their local transportation, because talent must be nurtured, not just applauded. We fostered networks across all 6 geopolitical zones. I can tell you that from our finalists who are here, we have people from the south, from the north, from the west and east. And we're proud to say we have created a platform that continues to shape Nigerian media landscape.
I'm here today because of relationship. I'm Director General Voice of Nigeria because of relationship. So for younger journalists, Gidado Yushau Shuaib may be Gidado's dad, father. But everybody in Nigeria know my relationship with Gidado. When Gidado graduated from the UK after his master's, then I was Chief Press Secretary to Niger State Governor, and Alhaji, as a senior colleague, put a call to me and said Gidado is back from UK. He wants him to come and serve with me. And rather than allowing Gidado to enjoy the normal service that you see, some young people, he ensured that he learned the rope with me the way I learned from others. And Gidado was with me for 1 year as a youth corper. And most of my achievement as Chief Press Secretary was the urgency and that kind of firebrand, as someone who has come smoking, as you said, you know. And we make our best. And by the time we left Niger State, with all sense of humility, our shoe became too big for anyone to fill up to today. We were professional, we were forceful. We didn't just work in Niger State. I didn't just work with my team as just a spokesperson who write press releases. No. I work as an insider and was what you call a rebel inside. Yes. I took decision, I make point even if I knew, make him being clear that even if you were going to cost me my job, I was going to say it. When you are part of a system, you can't criticize outside, but you can criticize inside for the system to work. Absolutely. And I'll just give two instances, particularly for younger journalists. There was a story that a reporter wrote in Niger State, which was taken out of context. And it created a lot of issues within the media space. And then the next council meeting, there was a hula ballo that the reporter should be taken to court. And my boss then, the governor of Niger State, said, no, call my CPS. Mallam Yunusa, who was in the team then, was also here. And they called me. I had already actually looked at the story, you know. And they called me to the council, and the governor said, Chief Press Secretary, what's your thought? I said, when a reporter writes a story, as your spokesperson, I look for three things. One, who is the reporter? Two, did the reporter set out to malign you as my boss or the government? I said, I didn't see any three of that. The reporter who did this story is one of the best in Niger State. It was an honest mistake that we can correct. If you want to take the reporter to the court, I'm not part of it, and I will not be part of it. I said, okay, how's that? I said, look, the issue that was raised, let the same commissioner come to the next council meeting, take the issue again, and then I speak with the editors, because the reporter sent the story to the headquarters, and the figures were taken out of context. You know, so I'm giving this background for all of us to understand, particularly the future journalists, to know that journalism is not a job that you do without courage, either courage inside or outside.
I resonate with all that was said by my elder brother, because I'm also standing here because of relationship, because of mentorship. The Honorable Minister of State for Education is my mentor, and she was my lecturer right from undergraduate. So she chose me to be her SA, not because I'm the best, but because we have a good understanding, because we have a good relationship, and because she knows that I've got her back. So I agree with what my brother mentioned. And I was sitting down there, I was blushing. I think I'm meeting Gidado for the first time. We haven't even met, but I've heard a lot about him. And I'm happy because he is from my alma mater, from BUK, and from the alma mater of the Honorable Minister of State for Education. So great Bukites, do we have them here? Great Bukites. Please, let's give ourselves a round of applause. So I'm reading the goodwill message. It will take a bit. It will be a bit long because there is my part and there is a part of the Honorable Minister. So distinguished guests, awardees, nominees, organizers, and all the lovers of truth and storytelling, a very good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to be here today. And as earlier introduced, I'm standing before you to represent the Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Shuaib Said Ahmed. I feel deeply honored and privileged to be in your midst for this celebration of talent, a celebration of courage, and the transformative power of campus journalism. Let me begin with a confession, although I've already confessed earlier. Anytime I see a microphone, I feel like freezing. But give me a pen, a notebook, or even a notepad, and I'll write. I can write a piece that might keep you awake or lull you to sleep, depending on how I'm feeling at the time I'm writing. That is the power of words. That is the power of writing. And that, to me, is the essence of journalism. For me, journalism is the power to tell stories that matter, to illuminate truth, to question, to inspire, and to connect people across divides. It is curiosity in action, it is courage in words, and integrity in practice. I love to write because it allows me to speak without fear, to express what cannot always be said aloud.
Now here is my message to you, not to the older people sitting in front, because my message is for those of us that are between the ages of 7 and 21, possibly 25. Us. I'm one of you guys. I'm the managing director, editor-in-chief of News Central Television. We're on channel 422 on DSTV, Go TV channel 23 on Star Times, and so on. For those of you who don't know. But I'll tell you that one of the things that we are making a lot of noise about is the fact that News Central, as new as it is, have been on the seat for 2 years in this position. The one thing that stands us out is that I make it very clear that we have to fearlessly, guys, the word I'm using, note, fearlessly reporting the stories that matter. That is what we do every single day. So if you see any story that does not show that we're being fearless in our reporting, then it probably didn't quite come from us. You're all journalists, I believe, or growing journalists, emerging, developing. You have to do this because you're fearless, you're passionate, and you're not doing it for the sake of the money. If what you want is money, please just change your course. Go and study something else. But if you're ready to be fearless and to do this with passion, and do this in a way that means that you will change something, or you tell a story that impacts lives, then you're in the right profession.
It is indeed an honor to be part of this very important gathering. When Gidado started this, it was like just try and error. Today, I tell you, this particular event has become a mirror to many, not only in Nigeria, to many other countries are trying to copy how youth can actually be productive and useful. I'm so glad why, first, I can say that we can retire, we can go to bed, because our children have been able to fully take over the space of the struggle. So today, if I go back home, I can sleep well, and I've been doing that. Many of the things that I do, Gidado and Co are the one doing it. So I can tell you that we are glad that we have not invested in the wrong direction. The investment we have done to them is yielding results. For Gidado to gather these big men and women, you can see that even some of us, we were not in the position to gather. Probably I cannot be able to call Abdulaziz. Where is Abdulaziz? The whole essay to the president. Probably I may not be able to, even though he has worked with me. But now he's a big man. You see, Ali, the whole news agency of Nigeria, you see so many MDs here. For Gidado to have that credibility, the capacity to gather everybody here, is really, he deserves round of applause. Secondly, the message that is sending is helping to inculcate seriousness in the minds of our students. When you are in the university, some people, unfortunately, they do yahoo, they do courtism, they do other things. But Gidado is helping to determine that our young people are actually leaving university in manner that they can be productive and they can be marketable.
You can see this very, very beautiful lady. But this very beautiful lady is exactly how most of us are today. 25 years ago, every other person are like me, 100%, think woman, relate with friends, everything. But now, half of our life, human, half of our life, technology. And do you know what happened? When the internet came, unfortunately, for African, mostly in Nigeria, when it came, we relax, we welcome it. And how we welcome it? We welcome it, especially by the media, while we're talking about communication. The journalists, the editors are here and publishers are here. We relax, we welcome it. But what happened is, everybody can open www.yashiabureporter.com and I become overnight what? Reporter, editor, and publisher. Am I right? Before then, it's not possible. There's no way. You have to be trained. You have to have the ethical responsibility before you can be assigned to be a correspondent, not talk about editor. But today, you can see everyone claiming to be a journalist, a publisher. We'll relax. What happened to that inclusion? The next one, social media came with the language of, let us amplify your voice. Oh, that time, Mr. Azu, I remember what Punch did. He's here. Punch refused, said, we are not going to allow our people to go online. Am I right? In fact, they have to be selling it because they know the danger of allowing people to take over their job. The only country that's challenging technology today is some country like China. But before you go there, what happened when social media came? We relaxed and said, we want you to amplify our voice. But what happened today? The editors, reporters, and publishers are not content creator, but content chaser. And do you know what happened? When you talk about who are the media baron today in Nigeria, Daily Trust, leadership, this day, publish, TV, NTL. Do you know who was the major media baron? The owner of Facebook, Twitter. Why? All the publisher, all the editor, everybody we have, they are all chasing, fighting to be seen and be followed on Twitter and Facebook. To the extent, even when they want people to see more of them, they have to pay those tech giants. So who is the publisher? Who is the owner? The editor doesn't have the control anymore because we relax and we allow it. Now when I find ourselves in the most scary, exciting moment of our life, AI. Presently, we're relaxing, we're enjoying it, we're happy about it. But what we find with AI is now telling us our own story.
This country is for all of us. And this event is an event that all young Nigerians should know. It's not enough for you to say you have a degree or that you must be able to leverage. You know, what is the leverage? And then I also talk about the role of mentorship and mentoring. Some of us are here because others mentored us, and that's why I also use the opportunity to mentor others. Like I said inside, Gidado is one of my mentees, you know, who I am bringing up the world. The Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation also brought me up as his a mentee. That is a gap, because in life, we are all raw talents. You leave the university, you are a raw talent. But like one US general said, sometimes there are people who know what is good for you in life than yourself. You know, people know that you have this talent and then they channel it. You know, and as journalists, I said, please, journalism is a very serious profession. We must take it seriously. Don't use it to malign anybody. Don't use it to blackmail anybody. Use it to position yourself. You can be critical, you can be courageous. But being courageous does not amount for you being condemning your own country. If there is a policy of government, like the Honorable Minister of Information will say, or even the President will say, you can criticize the policy from an informed position of knowledge, not condemning it or going to social media to go and say things like. And why is it very important, particularly for young practitioners? Those who are in government today, some of them, or many of them, they don't know they will be where they will be today. Social media does not forget. Be careful what you say. If you are not sure, don't share. It may be religion. It may be this. Don't be a religious bigot. Don't be an ethnic bigot. This country, God has created us as Muslims and Christians. Don't go and further other people's journey. I always say one thing. Somebody share a content on social media. You don't even know whether the person is in Nigeria. You go and share it. You are not sure. You don't know the danger of that to our country. Look, even if you have 2 passports, no country will treat you the way Nigeria will treat you. We move around the world. We see how some Nigerians who have been in the country for 30 years, some are looking forward to come back to the country. And many people are in government today. Some have spent 10 years, 20 years abroad, but they are here. They are part of government. So let the young Nigerians, let's take advantage of this country. It's a country of opportunity.
We believe in it. That is why we are giving this opportunity. So you also believe in this country. We didn't join journalism because we prepare to head where we are today, but it's because we consistently work. We were critical of government, but we never condemn our country. We never attack individuals. We base our critical comment on radio, on TV, and our back column always on issues about our own country. So my advice to young journalists, please, let's love our country. Let's empower ourselves. It's not enough. You are a journalist. You don't even know about this country. You don't know anything about the diversity of the country. When you want to write story, you will not write from an informed background. And every country has your own peculiarity. When people talk about democracy, every time you are looking at it from the bad side, from 1999 to date, Nigeria has been able to achieve in terms of democracy what no country on the African continent has done.